Here we go. Hey, I'm starting. All right. Specifically up here, we're going to be talking about monomials, binomials, trinomials, and polynomials in this chapter. All right. It sounds kind of complicated, but it's very simple. Monomial just means one term. Binomial means what? Trinomial means three. And then when there are more than three, we call it a polynomial. All right, that's it. That's how simple it is. All right. Now, when you say a monomial is one term and a binomial is two terms, that means they can be separated by something. They are separated by addition and subtraction. All right, so terms are separated by addition and subtraction. So probably number 2 would be a what? Number 2 would be called a binomial. Number 1 would be called a number 4 would be called a monomial. That is correct. All right. So again, terms are how we describe the variables. All right. So number 1 is a monomial. All right. I know it's the number 15, but it is a single term. So it's a monomial. So that would be yes. Number 2 is considered no because it's a what? Binomial, and they're asking you if it's a monomial. Now number 3 looks like a monomial, but we have a problem. Yeah, you cannot divide by a variable. All right, the great mathematicians all got together and said, here's how we define a monomial. All right, you're not allowed to have a variable in the denominator. Are you allowed to have a number? Yes. You can have a number in the denominator, just can't have a variable. All right, so briefly, number 1, monomial. Number 2 is a binomial. Number 3 is it's not a monomial. All right, number 4, monomial. Number 5, monomial. Number 6, binomial. All right? Anybody have any questions? That's how easy it is. All right? Now, we're going to get into the most important part. All right? We're getting into how we simplify things. All right? But what I need you to do now is just put your pencils down and let me try to explain something to you. Because more importantly, I want you to be able to recreate the rules when you forget the rules. All right? So exactly what do I mean? I want everybody to look up. All right? Again, I'm not really doing a problem, just trying to explain a few things to you. And I think the most important thing that helped me become good at math was being able to figure things out when I forgot a rule. All right? So if I ask you this information, if I said to you x squared, what does x squared actually mean? That's right, x times x. Perfect. X squared means x times x. So if I said to you, what is x squared times x cubed? Everybody here should be able to tell me it's obviously what? X to the 5th power. All right. Now, how did we know that for certain? We knew that for certain because this is to the 1st power. This is to the 1st power. So the only way I can make x squared is if I do what to the exponents? You add them. So that's the rule. All right? When you multiply variables, you add the exponents. Whenever you multiply variables, you add the exponents. All right? Now, if I said something like this, if I said something x squared cubed, you should be able to kind of tell me what that answer is. What do you think? Just the number 6. Yeah, very good. It is actually x to the 6th. Now, again, you didn't know the rules necessarily, but you could figure out the rules. The reason why you can figure out the rules is because what I want you to see is this. I want you to see that x squared cubed means x squared times x squared times x squared. Does everybody agree with that? Yeah. And so we now convert it back into, we're just multiplying, so what do I do to the exponents? So that would be x to the 6th. Does everybody agree with that? So now what I'm trying to show you is, instead of having to do that, we say a power to a power. What do we do to the exponents? We multiply them. Is everybody okay with that? All right, so those are essentially the two rules today. All right, and again, I always try to tell kids it's very easy because in this chapter we have lots of rules. We're going to do division, we're going to have negative exponents, we're going to have all kinds of rules that it looks difficult. But if you break it down to something as basic as x squared, you can teach yourself the rules in seconds. All right, does everybody see that? And I always try to tell kids that the basic apply to the what? Complex. The basic apply to the complex. So just because it looks harder doesn't mean that it's harder. You just have to follow the same rules. All right, is everybody with me? All right, so with that information, all right, we are going to take a look now at question number 1. Or I'm sorry, question number 7. All right, today we're doing the odds, okay? So if you want to, you can just tell me the answer for this. You don't have to write it down. Everybody should be here. Tell me. K to the 4th. Of course, K to the 4th. All right, now remember, the most important thing is if you're not seeing something, to speak up, because as we go down, it gets harder. All right, what? What do you want it to be? What did we say the rules were? You with me? Because this is a what? To the first power. So you're multiplying, so you do what? Add the exponents. That's all it is. All right? Now, keep in mind, if there isn't a number for an exponent, it's always a what? It's always a 1. All right? Just like the number in front here is a what? 1. All right? So, again, you're trying to write the answer to see if you understand before I tell you what the answer is. All right? So here we go. Number 9. What do you think? That's what everybody has said so far. All 3 of my classes said 11q to the 6th. Ms. Fidella, tell me. That's exactly right. 18q to the 6th. You see, the 2 and the 9 are still what? Numbers. They're not exponents. You agree with me on that? All right, so again, very, very easy. All right, very easy. Multiply numbers, add exponents. Multiply numbers, add exponents. Any questions with that now? All right, let's take a look at number 11. Uh-oh. 11. Think before you speak. Think before you speak. What do you think?
Is it 3 to the power of 8?
3 to the 8. Do we agree? Yep. Because, again, the base is not changing, and we are doing what to the exponents? That's an exponent to an exponent to an exponent. Same rules, just multiplying them out. Everybody good with that being 3 to the 8th power? That's the answer. Any questions? All right, let's see about 13 now. All right, write down what you think the answer is. All right, Carson, what do you think? Emily, what do you think?
Oh, wait, never mind. I think I messed up.
Well, just tell me. I'm going to let you know. Doesn't matter.
I added, I multiplied instead of added the variable. Instead, I got like 4 ABC, and then I added 4 plus.
Now you know the rules, right? Power to power, you're supposed to do what?
Like, multiply the variables.
Multiply the exponents. What?
4 ABC to the 26th.
No. I think you did what she was trying to say. No, we're doing them individually. We do them individually. All right, there is one mistake here. That's it. There's just one mistake. This is a common mistake. What is it? No. Definitely not. What?
It's 8.
Why 8? Come on. Why 8? Shh. What is it? No.
16.
Of course. Thank you. Erase the 4 and put a what? Why 16? Yeah, because come on now, think about it. It's saying what is 4 squared. Everybody knows what 4 squared is, right? 4 squared is 16. Now again, it's a common mistake to say 8. That's very common. All right? That's why I'm trying to tell you, you guys have to stay with me now when I tell you. 4 is a what? Number. Does everybody understand what I'm trying to tell them? And then I had somebody last period say, well, yeah, you're right. 4 is a number. The 4 is a number right there. No, that is not a number. This 4 is not a number. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? That 4 is a what? That 4 is an exponent. This 2 is a what? What do? Multiply them. All right? But everybody knows what 4 squared is. You got to think about that. 4 squared, 16. Everybody good now? Now, again, you got to fix your mistakes right now. Make sure you understand what I'm saying right now. Because trust me, when I get down to question number 55, look how much fun that looks like. Okay? But it looks what? But it's, guess what? Super easy if you know the rules. If you don't know the rules, that's impossible. Again, the rules for the basic apply to the complicated. All right, so now let's go back. And who has a question? Go. What do you want it to be? All right, just to make sure I'm clear, here's what I want you. Here's what I want to show you. Look right here. It's okay. All your questions are okay. Now what I want everybody to do is I want everybody to look at this. Here's how I would figure this out if I kind of lost my train of thought. I would know that 4a to the 4th b to the 9th c times 4a to the 4th b to the 9th c. That's what that means. Do you understand that? Everybody see that? Right? Now, it's the same rules as what we did when we're multiplying. Does everybody agree with me? So if somebody said, what's 4 times 4? We tell them, if I said a to the 4th times a to the 4th, I would say a to the 8th. Because you're adding exponents when you multiply. All right? And if I say now, if we say b to the 9th times b to the 9th, we would say b to the 18th. Does everybody understand what I'm trying to show you? Because again, I'm trying to tell you, by Friday, you're going to go, oh my gosh, all these rules. And I'm going to say the rules are simple. Right? The rules are simple because you can figure them out when you forget them. And that's what I'm trying to show you today for sure. Does everybody see what I'm saying about number 13? If I forgot what the rule is, I could just rewrite it as 4a to the 4th, b to the 9th, c. Does everybody understand that? Now, what I'm going to do is one more thing I'm going to show you here real quick. Is I'm going to show you how I can even break it down even further because I do think this is important for some of you. All right? That sometimes you just forget about a few things. And I'm trying to tell you, the reason I'm good at math is because it's just logical. Everything makes sense. And that's why I'm frustrated for some of you. If it doesn't make sense, then you're just not seeing the logic. And if you see the logic, you will hopefully then understand what I'm saying when I say it's so easy. All right? I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to put another one right here. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. All right, so this now, I'd like for you to see. I just changed it to that. Does everybody agree with that? Everybody see? That's what that means. Anybody have any questions with that? All right, now, here is what this means. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, C. Does everybody see that? That's what that means. Right? And then, just in the interest of time, that's what that means. Does everybody see that? everybody understand what I'm trying to show you? And so now you're just multiplying all that together. Everybody see? So now I have what? 4 times 4. 16. How many A's do I have? I have how many here? And how many over here? That makes, and then here and here. And then, now look, that's what I'm trying to tell you. When you forget something, you can break it down to its most basic form and say the only possible answer is 16a to the 8th b to the 18th c squared. Does that make sense, what I'm trying to show everybody? I think that's the most important thing I can show you. Because you're going to take standardized tests, you're going to forget all these rules. But if you just think about it clearly, that's easy. There's only one possibility. There's only one possible solution. All right, yes?
Are we going to do any SAT review this week?
Yeah, we're always doing SAT review, actually. All right?
Oh. Will this be on the SAT? Probably.
This is on the SAT. That's why we're doing it. All right, here we go. So now let's see if you're paying attention now. I need you to be real careful with 15, please. Everybody look at 15. Now you don't need a calculator on this. All right, who's going to give it a shot? What do you think? Tell me.
So negative 15
Shh, leave them alone.
to the 20th power. And then t to the 24th.
Tell us. Okay, so this right here is just 12. Do you agree? Tell him.
It's negative 81p to the 9th. What? And then it's t to the 10th.
Okay. Shh, shh, shh. Okay, thank you. Tell me the answer.
That's the answer.
Because you have to multiply.
No one's asking you.
3 times
Noelle's
3
going to
times
tell you. Just zip your mouth. Tell us. Yes, you. Tell me the answer, Noelle. I know what you mean.
9th power.
What? 81 what?
To the 20th power. And then t.
Of course that's the correct answer.
Yes.
I'm still confused on how you got 8.
Well, because I'm telling you negative 3 to the 4th power. Watch. Negative 3 to the 4th. Look up, look up. Because a lot of people, I don't know why this is hard. Negative 3 to the 4th. What's negative 3 times negative 3? Slow down. Slow down. You're confusing me. One more time. Negative 3 times negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 3.
What?
That's what I'm saying. See, the problem is you just continue on your own and you think you know, so you're just going to say whatever comes out of your mouth and you have no idea what I'm asking. All right? So here we go. When you're doing something to the 4th power, it's much easier to break them down into groups of 2, in my opinion. All right? 9, multiplying together makes what? 81. I just think it's easier to do them in groups of 2. All right? So now I'm saying to you, negative 3 to the 4th power is what? 81. Any complaints to that? All right? Then all we do is we have a power to a power. And a power to a power, we do what? Multiply. That's it. Come on. Hey, concentrate. That's part of the issue. What? What are you asking?
That's what I added instead of multiplying.
Look at my paper. It's 20.
Gavin, all I'm saying to you is I don't want I have the answer circled. What is the problem? Pay attention. Yeah, we know. You don't have to tell us that.
this on like when you multiply 5 times 4 or when you plus?
I'm telling you. You ready? Right now. Get it in your head. You ready? I'm going to show you one more time. I want you to tell me what this is right here. Is that a number or an exponent? That's a number. This is a what? So you have to tell me what negative 3 to the 4th power is. No. Negative 3 to the 4th means negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3, which we now know as 81. Now the next thing you have to identify is this. Is that a number or is that an exponent? That's an exponent. This is a what? So the rule is, what do you do to exponents? Yes, you multiply them. That's why I got 20. Or that's why she got 20. If you're multiplying. When you multiply, you add exponents. Power to a power, you multiply. You with me? Well, we got more examples coming. All right, so now 17. Here we go. All right, I'm going to pull 17 down just for a second to get some room. All right. Now, again, this will see how much you know. All right. Isabel, tell me the first part. If I simplify that, what would that be? Yes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Exactly. Virginia, you're up. Tell me what the next one is. Yep. X to the. We're not adding. We're multiplying. You with me now, right? Okay. And then y to the. Come on, kiddo. What is the exponent on the y value? For the y. Look at the y. Tell me what the exponent is. No. Do you see what I'm saying? Don't listen to me, guys. Please let the person figure it out and then just learn. That's it. All right? That's a 3. What is it being raised to? So what's the answer now? Y to the power to power, you always. Now listen to me, because here's what I'm trying to show you. You told me this answer is 3. What did I do to this 1 and this 3? You must stay consistent. There you go. Now we're learning. All right, y to the 9th. All right, and then z to the what power? Yes, ma'am. Good. Thank you. All right, now there's nothing really for 4x, y, z. All right, now we're going to simplify this. All right, now we're going to simplify this. Now, what do you think I do with the numbers 25, 8, and 4? Multiply them. Right, now you don't need a calculator for that. You should be able to look up there and just say, obviously, that's 800. Without a thought, right? Everybody needs to look up there and say, that's obviously 800. Because we're going to go 25 times 4. Or you can say, well, I have 8 quarters, which is 200. 200 times 4 is 800. Or 100 times, you see, everybody see what I'm getting at, right? We're not using a calculator for that. So that's 800. All right? Final answer. 800 what? To the? Shh. No one's asking. 8. Good. Then? Yep. And then what? Yes, that's it, guys. I like slow and steady. Make sure you're right. Now look, I'm just telling some of you, if you're sitting down there just writing down my answers, it's not what you're supposed to be doing. I want to make sure I'm going to be saying that for 2 years. You write down an answer and you see if you're correct. That way you can see if you're understanding. And if I need to make a correction, let me help you now with a correction. What?
Is the reason it's like x to the power of 8, like 12, and 4?
What am I doing to the exponents when I multiply?
You
Add
but,
them.
like,
Simple as that.
Is it because the x, y, z all have the 1?
If you need it, put it there. All right, here we go. I'm on 19 now. All right, here we go. Okay, the first one. Nothing changes. All right, Patrick. What's the second one simplified to?
9 e to the power of 2 and j to the power of 8.
Beautiful. All right. All right, I'll let you give it a shot.
So it would be g to the so it would be g to the g to the power of 2, and then h to the power of 2, and then j to the power of 2.
Beautiful. Exactly. All right, Leah, you're up. Tell me what the final answer is. Yep. Good job. Guys, that's not that hard, right? You have a question? -3 squared. What does that mean? Right? -3 times -3. Okay, good question. Yes, good for you.
On the last one, why would it be negative?
Okay, very important. Now watch. Ready? This is a 1. So when I ask you what is -1 squared, you would tell me that means -1 times -1. Right? Now look up, everybody. Look up. What is this answer? Tell me.
1.
-1. Yeah, that's on most standardized tests too, because they know everybody makes a mistake and they're not allowed to use a calculator, so everybody just puts +1. It's not, right? Remember, I'm telling you right now, this means the opposite of 1 squared. That means the opposite of 1 squared. What's 1 squared? 1. The opposite of 1 is -1. That's different from this. -1 squared. What is that?
1.
+1. That has a different meaning. -1 squared means -1 times -1. So understand. So if I said, what is -2 squared, we'd all get 100. That would be what? Well, most of us would. It would be what? -4. It would be -4. Shh. Anybody have any issues? Again, if I ask you what is -2 with parentheses around it, that would then become what? That would be 4. All right, so I'm happy. All right, a couple more before we get to the hard ones. All right, I want to take a look now at 39. All right, what's the formula for area of a triangle? One half b times h. That's correct. 1/2 base times height. Remember, to find area, you're multiplying. Find area, you multiply. All right. Perimeter is when you add. All right. Now, because it's a triangle, this should be there, but it's not. All right. So the area is equal to, the base is 5c cubed d, and the height is 8c squared d to the fourth. Everybody good with that? So the area of that triangle all right, someone tell me. All right, I'm ready. Should I just write down?
Yeah.
All right, that's the answer. Very good. Someone else. They got something maybe different than
That's the right answer.
Is the right answer. That's what I would go with. All right, here we go. Listen to this.
40c to the power of 20c to the power of 5 and 1/2 d.
All right, you're almost correct. There's no 1/2. You're not distributing a 1/2. Right, so all you're doing is, listen, again, it's just straight multiplication. Is everybody with me? If it is straight multiplication, you're doing 1/2 times 5 times 8. Of course, it's easy to do 1/2 of what first? 8. 1/2 of 8 is 4. 4 times 5 is what?
20.
Wow. Slow down, guys. 20. Very good. All right, I was thinking about just, let's pass on the calculator. Just take out the calculators. Because, I mean, come on. 1/2 of 5 times 8. And some of you are staring at me like, wow, that is pretty smart.
40.
How did you get that? All right, feel free. Use the calculator if you have to do 1/2 of 5 times 8. All right? Now, obviously we got combining terms, multiplying, we add the exponents. All right, anybody have any issues with that? Any issues? All right, so let's do something like 55. All right, let's have some real fun. All right, let's blow this up. All right, everybody take a look at 55. Now, again, you don't have to write the whole thing out if you want. Well, remember, the idea is that you break them down as we go. Or we break them down as we go. All right? So, tell me. First one, how would I simplify that? Think about it. Shh, leave her alone. I want to hear it. Go. Power of what? Good. Take your time, relax. All right, one minor mistake. It is very good. It should be negative. Do you agree? Negative times a negative times a negative. If you have 3 negatives, it's negative. All right, so that's the first one. All right, so now we're looking at the second one. Ava, why don't you tell me what that is? Good. Good job. Exactly. Very good. Michael, tell me the third one. Mm-hmm. I'll give you a hint. Look at this one.
No.
It's
all right.
Stop.
Negative 27.
Is that us?
Yeah.
All right. So listen, I really, sorry. Listen, hey guys, the solutions are posted. I'm expecting you guys to go through, check your work, and then you come to class tomorrow and say, help me with these. 55 odd. 1 through 55 odd.
Okay. We'll have to have a
Wow, that was pretty good, guys.